We arrive in London then for the London E-Prix, Akari on pole then from Revo and Sebastian Ocampo. Then it's Arnett Babnett, Leo and Carlos Kind start 6th from David Camno and Iwell. Then it's Bashi Chen 10, Bob and Table Schumacher starts 11th, plus the Great. Then it's Daniel Bontasaro, Jaco Tigranes, Lotus Clark, Hugh Cable, Yuki Suon, Marcus Nelson, Daph Sanchez, and F1 World, Pete Gabo, Pastor Maldonado, and Neil Red. So then, we've had quite the season up to this point. Akari starts on pole, but he's got the championship leader behind him. All 5 lights go on in London. We go green for the London E-Prix, and that's an amazing start from Revo there. He's got his teammates being passed now by Sebastian Ocampo to hold on to P3 for the number 1 car, but Babin is still there with him. For the race leaders, they are still fighting over the position. Virtual safety car, Iwell out of the E-Prix. Oh, that's not what Mercedes would have wanted to see happen at the race start. Leo, 5th for the Pinnacle team. That's very encouraging for the number 30 car. Remember, Leo won the first race for Pinnacle, but Akari's been holding down the championship challenge this entire time. So it's Akari from Revo from Ocampo then. Your top 3. As it would stand, Akari and Ocampo would be tied on points, level, going into the next 3 rounds in Yas Island, in Abuja, in Bucharest, and in Manila, where the regular season would be over after that race, and we'd head into playoff territory. I do believe we begin the playoffs in London, so this is good practice for the start of it. We stay on board with Revo then. 2/10 away from Akari on this first lap of 13. Everyone's still single file due to that VSE. Akari taking a little bit too much of the track going through that chicane, which obviously could get you a penalty if you do it too much. Gabo then trying to send it down the inside on Neil Rice, does take 20th position away from the Renault Edams car, but that Swede somehow just getting a lot more acceleration down the straight. There might be an issue with that Nissan's powertrain. Bashi Chan Tan up into 7th. Great stuff from that Nissan Nismo in the 22. But he's still definitely on a threat from David Camino. Camino retaking the position. Kynes then getting past both Babinus and Leo. That Jaguar car, it looks as feisty as it has throughout this entire season. He has been a bit of a sleeper agent throughout this main season, but he is still one of the better drivers on the field. Remember, he joined in season 6 under the alias El Carlos, but since then he was able to do so much with very little. Remember that first race with DS Techido? That was unbelievable that he was able to pull out results like that in his first season. It makes sense as to why he got that call up to Jaguar, as he's now 5th, with Ocampo fighting with Babinus there, down the inside, almost touches Revo there, over the position, and Babinus now staying ahead of Sebastian Ocampo. It is a 2-3 for Pinnacle, but they have to worry about a 10-4 with Ocampo right behind him. Carlos Kind getting a new fastest lap of the E-Prix. The field's still so bunched up. There goes Ocampo, and through goes Carlos Kind up into 4th position. Brilliant move from the Spaniard there to try and get past the Romanian, but they're still side by side going into turn 5. And Babinus holding off with the inside line there over the Spaniard. Very smooth moves trying to be made there. Revo currently 9/10 of a second away. They're a full second away from the race leader. Ocampo, he's just trying to hold on to P3. He knows that as long as the car doesn't take the first lap, that he will still be leading this Drivers' Championship because of the way it works. If you've led the championship for more time, and also it's down to entry number as well. We do not go by countback, so for Akari, he does need to score more points not the same amount. Bob trying to get past the other DS Andretti of Daniel Baltasar here, but he's definitely under threat from the home driver of UK Ball. They're going to go side by side. It's going to be a drag race going down into the final few turns, just side by side, and it's a wonder how they don't make contact. Bob holding on to P12 there as we now begin lap 4 of 13. And it's absolutely magnificent, the racing we're seeing down the field. Well, Babness trying to close in on Ocampo then, still very much in contact with the number 1 car. He definitely sees him quite a bit. But the question is, can he just close in enough? Can he try and get past? And I don't think Babness has it in that hyperdrive car to get past. He's got to try and wait for it to, well, be drier. And he's trying to find a way to get past. He's got the outside line going in to Maggots and Beckett. He's going to have the inside for 2 of the turns and the outside in front of the others. But it's going to be if he can try and make the most of this part of the track, and he's just not. He's still on the back of Ocampo. Ravo under threat from the Philippine driver as well, but he's dropped 3 seconds from Akari. Akari 1 second a lap faster than Ravo, it seems today. And I think for Ravo, he's backing up Ocampo into his teammate, into the rest of the pack. It seems as if Hyperdrive are doing Akari a solid, and Akari's just at the fastest lap. That is the Nat Championship lead. Akari, as it would stand, would take home the championship lead by a single point. Because it would be 15 to Ocampo, 26 to Akari. The gap between the 2 championship contenders is 10 points. But as it would stand, with that fastest lap, Akari would be leading the championship. So it's lap 5 of 13. It's Akari from Ravo from Ocampo. Akari with the fastest lap. Babness is 4th with Kynes 5th. We've only lost from the E-Prix, I will, at the very start. But that, a pinnacle car in the hands of the number 10, does seem to be very quick, unlike the 7, who is under threat from the number 1. Can Ocampo try and find his way past? He's just off in the back of Ravo by quite a mile. As Babness now hold it in touch with Ocampo. For him, he really just wants to try and get past him if he can make the pass work or even happen. Because if he can't, then that means he's not going to be on the podium. And for the Romanian, he desperately needs a podium. Carlos Kynes gets a track limits warning once more onto lap 6 of 13. Once they exit Maggots and Beckett, we are at half race distance. Neil racing up a blistering check the 3-timers into the pits. Come the back of the pack, all in pit lane, going onto soft tyres. It is drying up. That's the message on the radar from Gabo's pit box, from Maldonado's pit box, and potentially, yes, from Dav Sanchez's pit box as well. This is going to be quite the strategic decision. If it works, they could find themselves in the points. If it doesn't, then they are going to struggle like hell out there. There is still some standing water out there, but you can tell 69 degrees C is what it's looking like on the tires. But I think, yeah, it is definitely drying up out there. There is no rain falling, and the intermediates could begin to overheat. They are currently working at their optimum temperature of the 70-degree mark out there. My goodness me, the temperatures are absolutely raging out there with those intermediates. Are they even going to be able to make it to the pit? They are going to do this. Oh, that's very wide from Ravo. It looks like he's been given a little bit of a tap from Ocampo there. Into the pit comes the entirety of the field. So, virtual safety car called. Kynes out in the pit lane. There is the Jaguar of Solos, Kynes. It was looking as if he could get quite the good day out there today, but it's just not going to be. Ocampo, I don't know what's happened with the hyperdrives. but Ocampo is currently in second out there. Camino is going to be third, but he's running the hard tires. Milrez is fourth. Milrez P4. Rainbow is 6 on lap 7 of 13. Virtual safety car has been called out. And that was Jaguar's hopes of a potential playoff, but not occurring. They're not even going to have a playoff exit if it continues as is, because they're not even going to make it. We're still racing though, lap 7 of 13. A car is from Ocampo from Camino. And yes, I did lower the iron level. It is 3 seconds out there, the gap between Ocampo and Ocampo. But for Ocampo right now, that incident, that entire wet to dry situation that has given him P2, and it's going to be a very solid P2. Of course, tire wear is going to be a topic of discussion for a lot of the drivers. Ocampo at 88 already. How long are these soft tires going to hold on for? Is the question. Ocampo's getting a track limits warning as well there. It's definitely just trying to find the limits of the track, because remember, the grass, it may be greener on the other side, but here in London it's also usually wetter. And oh, that's a loss of the fighting there over 8th position between Leclerc and Sarov over 8. Bakari sitting at fastest first sector of anyone. Going through now the second sector, and it is definitely a 2-horse race out front, as it would stand in the live drivers championship. Akari would still be second, but he'd be 2 points down on Ocampo. He would take an 8-point chunk out of Ocampo going into the last stretch of the championship, as we see Taylor Schumacher get in on this fight over 8th position. But Milrez up into 3rd now after his collision and earlier on, we believe. However, Camino, he's not fighting in the now, he is fighting in the future. He is out there on hard tires. Same could be said for Tigranes, Babness and Ukable. Akari getting another track limits warning. He does that 2 more times, and he's going to get himself a 5-second time penalty and undo all the good that he's currently done for himself in the championship. Can't really see too much there. Why did you put cameras in the barriers? Milrez sending a fastest lap, and it's yellows in the 3rd sector. Yellows in the 3rd sector. Track's been cleared, and we believe that is potentially, yeah, that's Marcus Nelson who's hit the barriers, and he's lost his front wing. Marcus Nelson dropping down the order. He's not going to score any points today for Lamborghini Mako. Pastor Maldonado to 16th position in very smooth move from the number 99 car. And Milrez, he's having quite a good day out there. He's actually trying to close in on Ocampo. And if he can do that, that can help Akari out quite a bit in his bid for the championship. Because remember, it's all about right now, it's Ocampo and keep that position. If Ocampo keeps second, he is going to keep the championship lead. If he can't keep second, then he's going to lose out on the championship lead. But I don't know. It's all going to come down to once the checkered flag flies at the end of this E-Prix. Oh, that's so close to the wall. Everyone is trying to get as close to the wall as possible, because it is the shortest way around there. 3 laps left in this E-Prix. Iguana's getting a 3rd track limits warning. If he does that one more time, as Ukable also goes on to that final warning stage. He does it one more time, they're going to get penalties. Bob has come into the pits for a second pit stop. 57% tire wear. And more drivers coming in. Maldonado, Nelson, Gabo, Sanchez, all coming into pit lane. 40% does seem to be that cutoff point where you have to come in. Milrez 2 seconds off the back of Ocampo. This could back Ocampo down the order if he does get past, because he's going to be battling quite a bit and he'll lose out time compared to Akari. But Akari's doing all he can for the championship right now. It's all he can do to hold on to the race lead. And that's not what he absolutely needs to hold on to that hope of winning the Drivers' Championship at season's end. He needs to try and take the lead as soon as possible in the Drivers' Championship from Ocampo. And I do believe Pinnacle are calling him in. They have not called in Akari. Akari has stayed out. Milrez with a track limits warning. Another one. That's 5 seconds. Ocampo's coming. Sebastian Ocampo has come into pit lane. Bravo's in pits. It's Bob Desarve. That's track limits warning. I cannot believe it. Ocampo going for the undercut, but Akari is staying out there. For Akari, considering how bad track evolution can get, as well as the wear and tear with those soft tyres, this could either be a massive strategical masterstroke from the Pinnacle Racing team, or this could be it. He could retire from this race because of how poorly the cars can actually handle that final turn. But with 2 laps to go, it is a car from Milrez from Camino. We are looking currently on board with Milrez. You can just about see that Pinnacle car ahead of him of Akari. We're on board with Akari. That's 29% tire wear. He should come in at the end of this lap. He has to come in at the end of this lap. Milrez with another track limits warning, and Akari does pit. 19 seconds it was the gap between him and Ocampo. Let's take a look. On board with Ocampo. Tigranes with a 5-second time penalty for track limits. And we're still on board. I don't know. As he comes through the final turn, is he going to be ahead of Akari? Where is Akari? Has Akari come out of the pits? Has it worked? It has not. It has not paid off for Ocampo. He is closer to Akari than ever before, but it is not going to be enough. There will be DRS, however, for all of these drivers. MF1 World with a time penalty to its name. Akari under threat now from Ocampo. This is definitely what we wanted to see. The 2 championship contenders fighting out there on track. But Milrez currently leading out there. 5 seconds ahead of Camino. 4 seconds ahead of Tigranes. 5 seconds ahead of Leo and Leclerc and Babinus. As Leclerc trying to come home with more than just 1 point in his championship season. He's going to try and get some more. He's currently ahead of Babinus, but he's still very much under threat from the guys ahead of him. We're on the penultimate lap currently. Milrez is going to round out the final turn, and he's going to start the final lap. Does he come in? He stays out. Milrez is staying out. Camino is staying out. Tigranes is staying out there. Leo is staying out there. It's Leclerc and Babinus side by side and hitting the wall, and that's going to cause a massive implication for the championship. Akari has been hit. U-Cable has slid into the wall. The home driver is going to be out, and that is a massive crash at the final lap of the E-Prix. Ocampo is now 6th. Akari is now 7th. That's going to be 12 points, the gap between the 2 championship hopefuls. And for Akari, he started the race on pole position. But that's not how it's going to end. He is not going to win today. He's had a massive shunt there. Ocampo benefiting when the chips are down. Leclerc currently now trying to fight with Leo. That was our first drive retirement, by the way, there. This is over 4th position. Can he get past? Easiest move in his career for Leclerc to get himself up into 4th position. And he's likely going to stay 4th. Camino seems to try and take the win. But coming into the final few turns, it is going to be Milrez with 10 seconds worth of time penalty. Who is going to take the flag? But it's going to be this man, David Camino. He's had quite the race today. He's made more stops than most other drivers. Camino, let's take a look at his time. Does he win? I don't know if it's actually going to matter at the end of the day. It's 7 seconds. Tigrana's comes home with third. Leclerc is fourth. And, oh, that's going to be side by side for the line. And into the pits for the puncture is Leo. Ocampo has come home with a fifth. Akari with a sixth. And Leo's actually going to finish this race in the pits. Does he get points? He's going to get points. He's going to get one. Theodore Schumacher for the fastest lap of the E-Prix. Actually, he's not even going to get points. But that's the first time in a long time we've seen a driver finish a race in the pit lane. I think we last saw that in Abu Dhabi season 10 with U-Cable with that puncture. Maybe that was season 9. But no, Emil Rice did hold on to that race lead, it seems. It looks like there needed to be a bigger gap there, but this is the goofiest podium you'll ever see. The Swedish Emil Rice takes home the win here in London from David Camno and Jaco Tigranes. Then it's Lawless Leclerc, Sebo Campo, 2 points ahead of Akari to keep his championship lead. Then it's Rego, Daniel Bogdasarov, Theodore Schumacher, and U-Cable. Inexplicably. Bob is a legend with Leo and Vashi Chantan, 12 and 13. Then it's U2O, Marcus Nelson, and MF1 World. Then it's Pascal Maldonado, T. Gabon, Dash Sanchez, your finishes, your non-finishes were Ina Fabulous, Carlos Sainz, and I World in the driver's standings. Well, this was the first opportunity for Akari to take the championship lead, and he stumbled at this hurdle. It is Ocampo from Akari from Bravo, from Sanchez, from U-Cable, and Ina Fabulous. Emil Rice currently seated in the playoff seat in 7th, then it's Camino, Bogdasarov, and Tigranes. Suo, Schumacher, and Leo all outside of that playoff bubble currently, with Pascal Maldonado at 14, Iworld 15, and Marcus Nelson is currently 60. Then it is Vashi Chantan, 1 point behind, MF1 World, another point behind, T. Gabo, Lawless Leclerc, scoring points, valuable points there in 4th. Then it's Bob and Carlos Sainz is currently last in the driver's standings. That's hard to think about. But let's take a look at the constructors. GS Andretti leads away from Pinnacle and Hyperdrive. Then it is Toyota Gazoo and Ford Honda Grand Prix. Lamborghini Mako currently 6th with Skoda Volkswagen in 7th. Then it's Renault Edams, Jaguar, Nissan Nismo, and Mercedes Formula E team. We'll see you guys next time then for the Yas Island E-Prix.